Hi everyone, welcome back to the video lectures of Banajwar Degree College, Athani. Today let us take up the ecosystem under the environmental studies. It comes under unit number 3, ecosystem. Let's see what are the things we are going to learn under this topic. Concept of ecosystem, structure and function of ecosystem, producers, consumers and decomposers and their importance, energy flow in the ecosystem, ecological succession, food chain, food web, and ecological pyramids, and lastly, major ecosystems. Now let's take up concept of ecosystem. How do you define ecosystem? It can be simply said as the biotic community together with physical environment forms an interacting system called ecosystem. So that means the non-living thing and living thing, they interact with each other and they form a kind of living system in which all the living organisms are living happily and they are interacting between each other and they are getting benefited from each other, and that's how a living system sustains longer, and that is what the ecosystem is. Now this term ecosystem was first coined by a scientist, ecologist called as Arthur Tansley. Ecosystem may be as small as a small pond or as big as the ocean. So various different types of ecosystems you find across the world. The ecosystems can also be man-made, and such kind of artificial ecosystems are known as anthropogenic ecosystems. For example, gardens, aquaria, reservoirs, and social forests constructed by humans. All these are coming under the anthropogenic ecosystems or man-made ecosystems. The natural ecosystems are which are self-evolved entities of the nature, which are self-sustained, which are existing on this earth. They are the forests, grasslands, oceans, seas, etc. Now let's take up the classification of ecosystem. How we are going to classify the ecosystem. Ecosystems can be classified broadly into two types, natural and artificial. Artificial, as we know, which are the man-made ecosystems. For example, the picture shown here is about the reservoir. And natural ecosystems, if we take up, there are two types, terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial ecosystems are ecosystems on the land, for example, forest, desert, and grasslands, etc. Whereas the aquatic ecosystem is the ecosystem of the water medium. So the life living in the water medium, that makes up the aquatic ecosystem. So aquatic ecosystems can also be freshwater and marine, two types. Under the freshwater, under the freshwater ecosystems, we have the lentic and lotic. Lentic ecosystem is one where the water is stagnant, not flowing, not moving. So such a kind of stagnant water bodies like lakes and ponds, they make up the lentic ecosystem of freshwater kind. And then lotic is about the moving water, flowing water. Water is moving with a velocity, like for example, rivers and streams. And these are taken as the lotic ecosystems. Now, when we talk about the marine ecosystem, it can also be of two types. The largest ecosystem, ocean, and other smaller marine ecosystems are the seas. Okay, now let us take up the structure and function of ecosystem. What is the structure of ecosystem and what are the functions attributed to ecosystem? Ecosystem has both the biotic components and abiotic components. As we know, biotic means living, abiotic means non-living things. So both are together. So interaction among them is taking place, and interaction between the living organisms as well as between the living organisms and their non-living surroundings, and that keeps the ecosystem healthy and moving on. If we take up the structural components of ecosystem, they are species composition, stratification, trophic organization, and nutrients. So these are the structural components of ecosystem. Now let us take up uh, these components. First, stratification we are taking up. Stratification means dividing into layers or strata. Ecosystems may be divided into different layers. For example, if you take up forest ecosystem, we have forest floor, the lowermost strata, then herbs and shrub layers, which are also called as the understory layer, then canopy tree layer, huge trees with the extending horizontal branches forming a umbrella-like canopy, and then above these canopies, some very tall trees are also emerging. Those are called as emergent trees. So all these represent the stratification of ecosystem. So this picture gives you the same thing. At the bottom, we have the forest floor, and then the understory containing herbs and shrubs, and then the canopy layer, and the topmost emergent layer. Next, species composition. Let us take up composition of the species in the ecosystem. The different ecosystems have different types of plants and animals living over there. So species composition differ from ecosystem to ecosystem. Let's take up two examples. One is the forest, another is the desert. These are two extremities. If you take up the forest where plenty of plants and animals are living there because the conditions are more favorable, proper rainfall is there, soil is having a lot of organic matter, and the underground water is also available. So therefore, rich varieties of plants and animals you find here. So biodiversity is very rich, and that lush green areas with the trees and the inhabitants, the animals in them. So that constitutes the forest composition of the species composition of the forest, where you find all sorts of animals. There are scavengers, there are frogs, there are reptiles, mammals, birds, all together. So that makes up the composition, species composition of the forest. If we take up the desert, as we know, the desert is a harsh climatical condition. In desert areas we find where rainfall is very low, and then even the groundwater is also very less. Moreover, the land is covered by sand, and very few patches of greenery you find there. So in desert, we have less number of vegetation, therefore very few organisms, very few animals which can adapt to such harsh conditions live over there. Like we have some reptiles, some kind of insects, camels, like that. So if you take up the pictures over there, we see here in the desert you have the vegetation mainly of cactus and prickly pear, and then the animals such as the camel and desert tortoise, etc. The same time, if you take up the forest, forest has got large number of different animals living over there and different types of plants, starting from the grasses, herbs, shrubs, trees, grasses, herbs, shrubs, and trees, all you find here. And the organisms also, the animals also are of different types. Like we have the producers, which are the plants, and on these producers, the animals which are eating or getting their food from the producers, they are called as the herbivores. Then those who are preying upon the herbivores, they are the uh, first carnivore or primary carnivores. Like this, you have here producers, you have the herbivores, you have the carnivores. So all these different types of animals you find here in the forest area. Now, trophic organization. Tropha means to feed. So what are the food levels in the food chain? Like this, Jacob, the in a food chain, we have different food levels or trophic levels, starting from the producers and ending with the top carnivores. So producers, which is represented by the photosynthetic organisms, plants, then primary consumers, herbivores, which feed on the plants, then secondary consumers, which are the carnivores feeding upon the herbivores, and then tertiary consumers, again the animals which are feeding upon the secondary consumers, as well as primary consumers, and then the top carnivores, which are no predator further. They are the topmost carnivores and they feed on all the animals in the ecosystem. And finally, the decomposers in the soil, which break down the dead organic matter to release the nutrients back to the soil. Likewise, if you take up a picture of a food pyramid or energy pyramid, we say energy pyramid, in which we have the trophic levels or different food levels of the ecosystem, starting with the primary producers at the base, then primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, and the top carnivores. So when all these die and their bodies are decomposed by the bacteria and the fungi, again, the nutrients are given back to the producers. So the main source of energy entering into the ecosystem is sunlight. Some amount of energy is lost from the different trophic levels. Now the next component of the ecosystem is nutrients. Nutrients are very important that make the soil fertile and allow the plants to grow better. So nutrients can be of micronutrient type, which are needed in very, very little quantities, macronutrient type, which are needed in larger quantities, and essential nutrients without which the plants cannot survive. So with this, we conclude this part of the topic. We'll take up the remaining part in the next video.